Leukemia is a form of blood cancer that doesn't get talked about much, but it kills nearly 25,000 people a year in the United States. I know that personally, as my dad, Michael, died from leukemia on January 2nd, 2020, barely a year after being diagnosed. Nearly 60,000 people are diagnosed every year. It's known as a silent killer because most people feel little pain while battling it, and when they go downhill, it is quick and quiet. Smithson Valley's Alex Smithwick was a big reason why the Rangers reached the 5A girls soccer state semifinals in 2023. 5A was so tough that a DFW team that has a World Cup player on their roster lost in the second round. Smithwick's accomplishments off the field, though, were much bigger than that. She raised nearly $200,000 through leukemia research and was named Student Visionary of the Year by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I had a chance to chat with her about her soccer and her connections with leukemia.
I personally do not have any ties to leukemia, thankfully. I just wanted to do it because I like giving back to the people around me and the people in my community and being able to see like what people have gone through with dealing with people in their family that have dealt with leukemia. It's pretty upsetting, so I thought I'd try and help in any way I could.
What kind of made you pick leukemia? Why pick leukemia over another form of cancer or another kind of organization?
So my dad also sits on the board for LLS, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So he introduced me to the campaign and everything. So that kind of brought some interest to me. I raised $176,546, I believe. And so what really helped me in my process was me and my dad hosted an event in Midland, Texas. And that's where we gathered a bunch of oil field families and a bunch of my dad's co-workers as well, and we had a silent auction, a live auction, and a fashion show, and that helped raise a bunch of money. But besides that, I sent out plenty of emails to plenty of my friends and family trying to get as much money as I could.
What goes through your mind when you're seeing that, hey, you're able to raise six figures to help out so many people? I mentioned how I've been affected by leukemia, but I mean, that thought that goes through your mind, like, well, wait, I didn't just raise a couple thousand, I raised nearly 200,000.
It was very exciting being able to know that I did that in such a short amount of time, like wondering what could be done in a longer period of time. So that brought a lot of made me more mindful of the thought of how much money could actually be raised if it was for a longer period of time. For the Student Visionary of the Year, it was just a 7-week campaign, but I have reached out to the administrators and Clarissa and Monica, which are the ladies that have helped me. I've reached out and I want to be a mentor, and help the kids that are planning on running for Student Visionaries of the Year next year.
Briefly, what is Student Visionary of the Year, just in a couple seconds?
Student Visionary is someone that is willing to help anyone in their community and will put themselves out there to help their community in any way that they can.
Obviously, I know colleges, you do a lot of philanthropy work, or they want their players, regardless of the sport, the team, or whomever, to do philanthropy work. I know that helps for college, but how does that kind of help you out with being able to set a goal, breaking it, and now hopefully continuing it on, not just your senior year at Smithson Valley, but when you get into college and even long after your soccer playing days are done?
So I want to continue doing whatever I can to help with my community, and with the program that I do for training with Uplifted, I still continue to do volunteer work around my community and around San Antonio. So I want to continue volunteering wherever I move to the community I'm around.
Smithson Valley made it to the state semifinals. They were undefeated all the way into the state semifinal. Run teams like Bernie Champion out of the playoffs, who were in the semis the year before. I mean, what do you kind of learn from a season like that, where there was all that success being the top girls team in the area?
It was very encouraging after win after win. It was very motivating to keep that going. And of course, our coach Atkins, he kept us motivated the whole time. And we grew closer together as we continued to be more successful, and I think that's what made us even more successful and more motivated, was the fact that we were able to come together closer as a team.
Now, it's tough playing in the Final Four for any team out of San Antonio. Grapevine had been there so many times, didn't get there. I know you all scored like 30 seconds in, but never scored again. I know there's the disappointment of not being able to make the final, but was it more disappointment of not winning? Was it trying to figure out what didn't go right against a team that you don't simulate a grapevine down here in San Antonio? Or was it trying to figure out what went wrong and get ready for the senior to try to do this again?
The disappointment was more of that, like, the environment and the team that we played, it was much different than what we're used to, and I think we didn't adjust to that.
How do you up your game? Because now this is a senior year. We saw what Smithson Valley did. I know there's a little less traffic in 5A after you all moved down from 6A, but what have you been working on as a player to continue to get better for your senior year to try to give yourself another opportunity to make it to Birkelback and try to have better results?
So lately this summer, I'm just working on my conditioning and stuff like that to stay more fit. And of course, with our preseason training, it's tough and it's a lot of conditioning, but I'm preparing myself for that now so that by the time it comes, it won't be so bad. And that's what we need in our team as well, is a lot of conditioning. It takes a lot to be running up and down that field, so it'll be good for us.
Yeah, and your team, you lose some big seniors, one who's going on to Cincinnati, so now you become the leader. How do you adjust to going from the passenger seat to the driver's seat now of this team?
I think that for me, I'm just trying to stay positive and not think about, oh, we lost a player. Think about, oh, we're gaining new players, and think about the positives and what these new players are capable of doing for a team.
Hey folks, Mr. Bowtie here. Keep banging home that subscribe button on your screen so that way you can stay up to date on all the great area high school and local sports coverage TV, radio, and cheap web streams refuse to cover. And check out my Twitter at Mr. Bowtie 1982. It's fast, it's free, and the UIL will love you if you do it. Thanks so much and enjoy the show.